Hey, happy Sunday, everyone. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I feel like we're needing some real talk here. I'm going to give you a little glimpse into what life looks like, after all of this amazing work and regulation. Stuff still happens, and I've shared this before. It's not rainbows and butterflies and unicorns after this. We just have more capacity and resilience for things. We can come in and out of states more easily. We're more resourced, and we feel like we have more choice. So things still come up that can be very, trying on our nervous systems. I'm going to give you an example. Earlier this week, I went downtown to an eye appointment. And normally the appointments that I used to go downtown to this area of the city were all during like the chronic illness years. And my dad used to drive me to every single one. He would literally be at every appointment because I couldn't drive, and he would take me and hold my hand through it all. And since my dad passed last year, I haven't been back to this area. And so when my mom actually took me down this time, thank God that she's around for me. And as we drove downtown, I had a lot of things surface. The grief started surfacing, the past trauma around this area, a lot of memories. So I started feeling activated. And we got out of the car, we parked, and we got there early. So I was already kind of in an activated state. And we started to walk around. And as we're walking around, we got stopped by a camera crew for a local news station. And they, on the spot, started interviewing us. Now, I also have a history of performance anxiety, like huge stage fright, which I'm working on. And so I did it. I did it afraid, but it definitely pushed me outside of my window again. So then I arrived, I made it through, obviously. I had my 5 seconds of fame, and I was really proud of myself, and I just honored that inner child in me. So then I went into the appointment, and it was supposed to be a consultation I have like a narrowed angles. So it's not really a chronic illness thing, but anyhow. And it was supposed to be a consultation for a preventative procedure, just to ensure that I don't develop like a further pressure in my eyes, like a glaucoma type thing. Anyhow, I arrived there, and as they're assessing my eyes and doing these tests, they're like, we're going to do the procedure now. And that I was not prepared for it at all. So they put this numbing stuff in my eye, and they're like, sit there for 10 minutes. Okay. So at this point, I'm activated. I'm in pure sympathetic. I am overwhelmed. I am anxious. I am, feeling all the feels. And so in that moment, I took that 10 minutes that they gave me. I started tending to where I felt the activation in my body. It was in my chest. My heart was pounding. I felt constriction. I felt heaviness. I felt all of the emotions of fear, anxiety, panic. And I started to notice, where in my body do I feel it? And I started to soften to it, to get to know it, to understand it, to listen. And then my younger part starts coming up. And that younger part, she's little Vanessa, and she's like, I miss my dad. I wish my dad was here to hold my hand. I'm all alone. I'm scared. And so I tended to her. I literally grabbed my own hand and I held it, and I said, I hear you. I see you. I know this is scary, but I'm here with you, and I'm not going to leave you. We're not here alone. We have support. We have help. And just by tending to her, I started to notice things soften. And then I started to use my tools of interoceptive awareness. I leaned back on my chair, and I started to feel how the chair supports me. How does it feel to be here right now in this moment, supported by this chair? I felt stable. I felt supported. I was able to release. I was able to let go. And then they called my name. And by that time, I was so in my body and so much more present that the procedure went. It was just so easy. And so they did the laser procedure, and it was done before I knew it. And I was back in my window. On the way home, I obviously, with my mom, did a little bit of, used some of my resources and was able to discharge some more activation energy. And by the time I got home, I was able to get back to work and do what I needed to do. So I wanted to share that today because I think a lot of people assume that once you've done this work that nothing ever happens, or that you're never going to be activated again or get outside your window, and that's just not the truth. The whole point of this is to build resilience and to build the capacity for things like this, and to feel resourced enough to say, hey, I can handle this. I know what just happened to me. I'm activated. I'm outside of my window. My body's talking. Can I listen? And can I tend to it? So I wanted to share that with you, and just kind of give you some encouragement as to, and a glimpse into what things look like, right, for all of us doing this work. And it was a real life example that I thought would be really helpful to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. And, maybe you guys have an experience recently that you could share below in the comments of when you felt activated and you recognized it and were able to tend to yourself and bring yourself back down, right? Or if you went into like a shutdown and recognized that and then were able to pull yourself out, right? I think sharing that or sharing those in the comments can be really helpful for anyone who's experiencing these. So I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry for the PJs. I'm still in my pajamas, gonna get ready for church right now, but I hope you guys have an amazing week.